Good morning. I've spent almost all morning looking at car insurance online and car tax and such like for a vehicle that John is going to look at today. A potential new vehicle to add to the collection. No, we don't have a collection, but sometimes it feels that way. Vehicles tend to come here to live out their final days. We always get older vehicles, so often when a vehicle has come to the end of its life, then we get another vehicle, but then the old one hangs around for a while. We just got rid of like 3. There was an old transit van, there was 2 old Land Rovers, and my old Micra went in the last few months. That shows you it sometimes it looks like a scrapyard out there. It's a little embarrassing, but we're looking to get another vehicle, and he's supposed to be arriving at the car place in about an hour, and obviously go look at it and make a final decision, and then it's my job at this end on the computer to sort out insurance, tax and such like, so that he can drive it away. So yes, my morning has been spent getting quotes for insurance. I have actually got a decent quote, so that's good, but it's just been one of those like sitting on the computer looking for insurance, which is one of my least favourite things, I would say, when it comes to computer stuff. That and fixing them, because although I can usually, you know, touch wood, fix them and sort out computer issues, I hate doing that too. But on the plus side, I have, whilst I've been hanging around waiting for texts and phone calls, been working on these. These are flying along. These are a pair of Halloween socks. Now, if you watch the podcast, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but Melanie, they're top down, not toe up. I know. I have never completed a top down sock. I mean, it's not complete yet, so let's like hold our horses here. But yes, I am doing a top down sock because these are colour work on the ankle, and although I'm quite happy to reverse a lot of charts and take a chart and knit it toe up, even though if it's a top down one, because of the design, the quite not picturesque is the wrong word, pictorial and small design on these socks, if I reversed it, the stitches would be the opposite way around, and I was worried it wouldn't look quite as good. So yes, it has little black cats on, and it has jack-o'-lanterns on. These socks are actually a French design, but there is an English version, and it is the Scare Me socks, or that is the translation in English. I will link the pattern down below. I can't remember what it is in French, and it's not written on the English version. It's a really nice design, and it comes with, like, you know, like a few colour charts, so you can kind of mix and match the design you want to do. It's not going to focus, it just wants to focus on me. There we go. It has a few designs. It is by Lysandra Horadin, but I will mention there are several mistakes in the pattern. I don't know if that is just when it came across when it was translated to English, though I suspect not, because of it's actually number problems sometimes, not just wording. When I did my heel turn, I had to adjust it because the heel turn was going to be offset rather than central on the heel. Like, here's the heel flap, which I've just knit in stockinette rather than in slip stitch, and I have done iron partridge on the heel turn, but when I started knitting the heel turn, it was starting up to be over here, so I had to like unpick that and redo that and do my own working out. Fortunately, I've knit plenty of socks and it wasn't a big deal. I'm just at the point where I need to pick up the stitches for the gusset, and I've never done this before, knit top down. I have gotten part of a rib done on a top down sock and thought, nah, this is too fiddly, I don't like this. But it's actually working out alright, and it's got a reasonable amount of stretch on the cuff, so hopefully they will go over my feet. I should probably try them on actually whilst they're on a long cable to make sure. What you do is you cast on the amount of stitches you want for your sock, and then you increase the stitch count for the colourwork chart to account for the fact that it doesn't stretch, and then you decrease again before you get to the heel. I had thought about making these, keeping the stitch count and going up a needle size for the colourwork chart, and I have got a 2.75 circular to do so. I normally, well, I'm knitting the rest on 2.25. But I thought I'd give the actual instructions a try with the increasing for stitches and see what the fit is like. Worst comes to worst, I'll just have to rip all this out. Which is a bit of a pain, but it's not that big a deal. Hopefully they will fit. If I find the fit is a little snug, then the next time I do these I will try switching to a larger needle and see if that works, or maybe even increasing the stitch count and then switching to maybe as a 2.5 and just like one size bigger. I don't want to lose the definition of the colourwork by going up too large a needle size. I was worried about how much the little black hats would show up on the purple as well, and in good light they show up really well. They're actually showing up quite well on camera. Here in this side of the room it's quite dull, and I mean I can see them, but they don't like stand out the same way obviously as the jack-o'-lanterns do. And on the design it has like upside down crucifixes between the little black hats, and I don't know if you can see that over here somewhere, but they just I thought I don't want those, that's just silly. Plus it kind of, with omitting them it makes the cat stand out more as well. I don't want upside down crucifixes. So yeah, so that's what I've done. But now I'm just waiting around very nervous and anxiously for when John gets to the garage and looks at this vehicle and makes a final decision. And then it's all, do all the stuff on the computer, pay all the things. So there'll be a lot of, there's a lot of stress today. It's stressful, it's stressful. Also, John has gone off island to look at this vehicle because I think I've mentioned before, you know, limited supply up here. And I took him late last night to catch the boat down to Aberdeen. The boat takes 7 hours-ish down to Aberdeen, and my car was thinking, it's a bit noisy, it's blowing, and I knew I have a hole in my exhaust in my silencer at the back, right near the little like outlet pipe. One moment. Sorry, the phone rang, that was my stepdaughter. So yeah, at some point, I'm trying to remember where I was saying. Yes, my exhaust silencer at the back has a hole in it, and it's been welded up before and it's wearing again. It needs a new silencer, and so it's a little bit rumbly. But we're driving to Kirkwall and I thought, she sounds a bit loud, you know, it's just a bit noisy. A bit noisier than normal, although admittedly I had the music down low because John was in the car. So drops him off, gets him sorted, driving home, coming out of Kirkwall, I'm thinking, she's very loud. I mean, I'm pretty sure my exhaust hasn't fallen off because we've just had a new bracket. Like the last time it made a lot of noise, which was 2 years ago. And I thought, fair enough, I can't do anything about it. I've just got to get home. So I thought, oh, the hole's probably just blown bigger. Yeah, so this morning I got up and yes, the hole had blown bigger because the out pipe, I'm not sure the technical term for that, was no longer on. There was just a hole. There was a big hole where the spout, the outlet comes out of the silencer. So yes, the end little pipe was gone. It is somewhere between here and Kirkwall. So yes, she did sound like a ball racer car last night. It was quite funny because on the way to town we had an actual ball racer overtake us at rather high speed with half his lights missing and such like, and sounding like a total ball racer. And we were like disparaging about this driver, and then there's me coming home sounding pretty much exactly the same. So it's a little embarrassing. So I'm kind of stranded here until John gets home. Well, technically I'm not. I could drive his Land Rover. I have driven it a couple of times. I don't like driving it. It's like trying to drive an elephant. It's just like wallows and lollops and feels heavy, even though it's power steering. Just feels weird. I don't like driving it. But if I was desperate, I could. I have plenty of food in the house and it's fine. It's just going to mess up my plans for the next few days. But never mind. So I am just waiting for John to get off the train. He should be getting off the train in the next few minutes and arriving at the destination of where this vehicle is, and fingers crossed I might have a report later on to say that he is driving said vehicle, but we shall see what happens. It is a couple of hours later and it is good news. So he shall be hitting the road again very shortly, just tying up all the loose ends left at the car place, and all the insurance and taxes all sorted out at this end. So he'll be back on the road, back on the motorway, and heading to his parents to visit his mum and dad. And yeah, it has turned pretty grim outside. It is wet and windy and I'm looking even more bedraggled than normal from having fetched the post. I am going to stain the floor in here whilst it's between meal times, so it has plenty of time to dry so that it can be walked on, because you have to walk through here to get to the kitchen. So that is my plan, and then hopefully after that I can do a bit of knitting. But I really want to get at least one, hopefully 2 coats of stain on these boards today.